Well, I mean, actually, I guess it'd be on their team, so it doesn't matter.
I
But
legit.
Void
playing
Spirit
any-
does hate
yeah,
techies.
Void Spirit does, sorry. Any spirit hates techies.
Terrorblade also doesn't like techies that much, to be honest. Even if you can clear with illusions, the last off, if you play more of like a team
That's
fighting.
okay, because it would be on his team if they picked it.
Alright, never mind. My
You
bad,
just
I'm an
did the
idiot.
same thing I did. Monk.
I think the hero's underrated. I would actually love to see techies picked more often.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
What do they need? So they've got fair amount of initiation on TNC, so your 4 doesn't have to do that for you. Just better team fight would be nice. Lion is one of the more popular supports that's still out there in the pool. Okay.
I just want everyone to. I was also going to say it, but he just talks too much. I couldn't get a word in.
Okay,
I'll put that
well,
in
then
the
very
chalkboard.
well. Call the last pick for TNC then.
I don't want to anymore.
I don't wanna.
Well, okay.
Oh.
Thank you, guys. Wind Ranger, last pick. Thoughts on this idea?
Well, Monkey King is not feeling happy in the trees. Let me just say that this game. Storm Spirit can find you is good, but then Mars Arena makes your life real tough because it's not just the arena, right? There's a layer outside of the arena that also knocks down trees. Power shot. They ever see you jump into a tree, just an instant power shot can catch you out there. So Jack Boys, as he's now known, is going to have to be a little bit careful with that.
I think his lane's going to be nice, though, with Lion. I mean, they have so much lockdown for him to just destroy either of them. Like, Wind Ranger's win run doesn't last that long at level 1. Like, they could potentially win their lane.
I think Mars Wind Ranger is going to win that.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident. of
I'm
that.
sorry.
I mean, you could be right. You could be right.
No, we'll see. I can just see a wall, because Jackie's so friggin' good.
True. And I do think that MTG is a better team here. So.
Alright, well, we'll see if they are capable of demonstrating that as we move on to the actual game. And we have 2 casters for that. It's the wonderful Lizard and the also wonderful Gods.
Hello and welcome. Thank you, Avo, for clarifying that it applied to both of us this time. You know, my fragile ego needed that. How are you doing, Lizard?
Doing fine. After that first quick series, I'm hoping we're going to see a 3-game one at least. The first series of the day was fun, but again, 2-0. Like, what's happening? Is this a curse of some sort, or?
We had it last season. We know we're covering an A, and it was all 2-0s, and we thought, you know, we're going to SEA. It's more competitive there, right? We'll get some 2-1s. So far, not the case. So we'll see if we get any luckier here.
Yeah, I think these two teams, like Panel mentioned, are the game should be very competitive. Like, when you think about the players and what teams they've been on, we have a couple of rejects here. On one side, you have Jackie and Masaros from T1 and Fnatic. They were kicked, both of them mid-season. And on the other side, well, perhaps not kicked, but we have Febby from a different team. We have Playhard, Yowie as well, joining TNC.
Yeah, and while the MTG players were kicked, they're kind of like rejoining their old team in a way. Like this, they still have got that experience playing many years together. It feels like. Like if anything, it feels like, you know, Order is restored. The Thai boys and the Laotian, they're back together.
Yeah, the Thai boys. They played well, the Laos player didn't play for the tournament in which they represented Thailand recently. I believe they ended out really well in the tournament itself. Look at this. Is this a Febby stream? Like, what's happening?
This is squad goals right here.
Yeah, for sure. Me and my bros.
Unfortunately for them, the enemy bros are all doing the same at the top rune, so not going to see any early action. As far as TNC goes, I mean, we mentioned, there's some reject. It does feel like TNC is... They were scrambling to put together a roster. They didn't announce their roster until fairly late, and it isn't like a roster I think many people like expected or necessarily like super hyped about. There obviously is a lot of young talent there and some new talent, but not exactly like a team I think a lot of people have high expectations to perform right away.
Yeah, then again, Team Spirit is the same thing, right? Team Spirit was a team that not a lot have expected too much out from, and Lion right there. It's that first blood. So you know, like we are seeing the same scenario across the board. Teams with more younger players, more young stars are generally doing quite all right.
We'll see if it's the recipe for success. We saw Fearless or Gacha Boy praising Yahweh, the TNC mid laner. He had a lot of, hope for his own carry, Jackie, to out-carry Young God, though. So perhaps the call-out for Young God, maybe that's something that can motivate him a bit here in this series.
I'm happy Jackie is playing something like a Monkey King, because in the last season he would be very often stuck playing these heroes that are expected to just farm and AFK.
Yeah.
I believe it was T1, right, that he played in. It was T1, right?
Yeah.
And
He was on T1 before they replaced him with...
for 23, yeah.
Yeah.
So the team played really well around him, but sometimes it just felt like they're waiting forever for something to happen. And as a carry, if you cannot adapt to that, and if you cannot find the strength in yourself to tell your team, yo guys, I have these items, let's go do something. Let's not just wait forever on our high ground or around the triangle. Let's actually make plays. You can find yourself in a position in which you aren't necessarily improving as a player, and I think the fresh start and the change was needed for Jackie.
All right. Well, so far it's been pretty good. I mean, as we keep mentioning this Mineski Masters tournament before DPC kicked off, Motivate.Trust pushed Boom to the limits, 5 games, so they may have lost, but they looked pretty damn good. And we're going to see how things go here in DPC, where it really counts.
Yeah, considering how Boom is looking, I can understand why Panel was talking a lot about the tournament itself. It's kind of a litmus test, right? If you do well against Boom at the moment, you're considered to be generally all right.
Yep. And for Motivate.Trust, this is their second game this week. They already have a 2-0 victory. So another win today, and they're already sitting on 2 wins. Because a lot of people talk about SCA as maybe being 3 teams at the top, or perhaps 4 with SMG. But Motivate.Trust is definitely another team in the conversation as a potential candidate to make the major, I feel.
Keep in mind that in the last season, the first week, the teams that were on top and had 2-0s and whatnot ended up being last teams at the end of the season. So what I'm trying to say is that any team can win. And considering that you have even less amount of games this time around, like these first few weeks where you're finding your form can prove to be very dangerous for you if you drop the ball, right?
Yeah. Don't get too overconfident later on just because you start good. And for Motivate.Trust, they've had 2 of the, potentially easier opponents, depending on how well TNC can kind of step it up. Because TNC's first series, they got beaten down pretty badly, but they're looking to bounce back here. And we'll see if they can do just that. So far, things, looking pretty even in this lane stage, although Young God is getting pressured quite a bit. His TB is not quite getting the farm he'd perhaps hoped to in this top lane.
Yeah, I have to say that I should be fine here, right? Or?
Yahweh? Ooh, didn't get the remnant. It was close. If that had hit, maybe he gets the kill.
Yeah, there's a Fairy Fire and Sticks as well on Void Spirit, so unlikely but possible. Top lane.
Bit of a dive, yep. Febby gonna go down. They've already been a kill, so it's on the first blood, but a nice kill nonetheless. This top lane for Motivate Gaming has done very well.
I just want to say that they've done very well because of some small changes that they have tweaked in the way they started the lane. And it's not something that you see very often. If you click on Weaver, look at his item build. He had, at the beginning, he had 4 branches and 6 tangos or something. And it's so good. Like, this build actually is so smart because he's playing versus a Disruptor. Leveled 2 Thunderstrike. You need to be tanky, you need to be able to sustain yourself. And I was thinking when this lane started that he's gonna suffer. And then I clicked on him and I'm like, alright. That's smart.
Yeah, it didn't go for any kind of greedy Blightstone or something. I guess he doesn't need to. We're gonna see Pangolier, of course, go for that over Corrosion.
Yeah, nothing like that. No mangoes, nothing like that. Mid lane, kind of a scramble again.
Yeah. Should be okay here, just pushing Gacha Boy further and further away from these creeps. Those of you just tuning in saying, who is this Gacha Boy? It is Fearless. He's just had a bit of a name change, and he said, we can call him Gacha Boy, we can call him Fearless. So he's, he's embraced the new name, even though it was initially a bit of a meme. bottom lane. This Monkey King, you know, doing what he should, which is try and zoning out the Mars, but Mars has managed to more or less match him in terms of farm, so it hasn't been a lane where they've completely ruined Zhao Yu's life.
Yeah, it's also the Wind Ranger, right, who's rotating mid right now, play hard.
Yeah. May not be expecting this one. Goes for the dissimulated way, gets caught. Oh, on top. They're gonna go looking for the kill on the TB, but he gets glimpsed away, so
That's a
no kill on the
I
TB,
believe.
but
Yeah. That's a kill. That's a kill. Yeah.
okay. Sorry, they get the kill on the TB. Q will pay the price, but he's happy to feed his life and just reset.
Yeah, completely fine.
So,
Febby
Mid
got some
lane,
solid-
meanwhile, Void Spirit hit level 6, jumps in on Yahweh and barely misses getting the kill.
And instantly
Very
the bottle refill from play hard. Like, even though he fed a little bit earlier, at least he redeems himself a little bit by giving Yahweh that necessary region.
Oh, early 2k gold lead already for Motivate.Trust Gaming.
Yeah,
So we'll
I
see
think
a battle for the runes, and Storm will get the first one.
it comes down to the difference on that top lane. Mid lane Gacha Boy is doing alright, but top lane is where Masaros and Weaver got a couple of good plays and killed the Terrorblade. So have a slight advantage.
Yeah, this top lane seems to be where the big advantage is being won. Is TB looking like he may just have to go jungle? I mean, I say that he already is, so I guess that
Yeah.
answers it. He's made the move.
The problem is there's a bug following him around, right?
There's a bug. Dota doesn't have bugs, just features.
Just feature. There's a little feature following him around in Sukuchi. Spamming little
Lane?
features on him.
Yahweh's being pressured too, so it's not just the TB, but also the Storm, who's a lot of pressure come his way. But he's got backup with Febby glimpsing back. Another Astral Step gonna break Yahweh's clarity, and Gacha Boy's, he's healthy. Yahweh's out of health, out of mana, out of bottle charges.
Yeah, he had so many Magic Wand charges that he didn't care. He got glimpsed back and just got out with Astral Step. And keep in mind that that's all while Lion is not moving from the bottom lane. So they're getting an advantage across the map, even without rotations from both of their supports.
Lion could be in some trouble though. Rotation. Oh, whoa, that shackle, that tree he was not ready for. Monkey's gonna come in and look for a counter kill, but not sure he can chase down Zhao Yu. Gets sexy. The Jingu stacks, but
Not quite there. Maybe if he had Orb of Corrosion, he would be able to continue the pursuit, but there's a Wind Ranger. There's probably Wind Run coming in to slow him, so he decides not to go for it.
and Masaros, Pengo's just solo taking this top tier 1 tower. Febby's there to leech some XP, but he can't do anything to stop this happening.
I'm actually happy to see Masaros playing Pango mid lane.
Shackle, not gonna last as Yahweh goes back in aggressive. He wants Lion, who doesn't have an Earth Spike for a couple of seconds, so it looks like he'll get the kill with a power shot flying.
And the
Yahweh
Region Rune.
uses the little tumbler toy to pogo his way to it, and very nice time to get a regen ring. Almost
Alright,
gets the
that-
kill on Q. Q broke the regen at least.
Yeah, that's a Pucci came right in time, but Yahweh, like, that was perfect for him, right? Getting a kill on the Lion, also Region Rune spawns for him, but all because he went back in. So many players would just run away with Ball Lightning, right? You would try to zip out.
He was the player that Fearless praised the most on this TNC squad. We'll see if he can step it up in this game. It is a tough ask playing against Motivate.Trust. As yeah, Massa looking for the solo kill, and you gotta imagine, unless there's a TP, he probably has it, but Febby's doing a good job juking. He's just gonna cancel the Rolling Thunder and go for the kill the old-fashioned way. Shield crash, that'll get the job done.
Yeah, missed the roll a couple of times. Febby juked him well, but in the end it doesn't matter. He's just way too farmed right now. Easy food for him.
Mars has hit level 6, but there's a gank coming his way. 3 Radiant Heroes thinking about going for this kill. Weaver's getting a little bit close to some vision here. This Observer may scout him out.
The Storm is close as well, and Disruptor is
Yep.
supporting bottom. I
Already
believe they
fought.
want to fight this. Yeah.
Yeah, if they can keep Mars alive to get off a good arena, this could go very well for them. They are baiting him, it looks like, and it doesn't seem like Motivate.Trust are taking the bait. Here we go, they jump in, they throw out the arena, but he doesn't get the spear out. Boombell gets the Hex on Yowie Stormthrough. That's going to help him out now. Nice glimpse away as Boombell's Lion in some trouble. Yowie going to finish him off. Can he get out? Still has a bit of mana, but they've traded their Mars for the support, so not exactly worth it. As Gacha Boy is in hot pursuit. Thinking they can maybe go for Yowie, but with the 1 charges on the Storm, probably not going to be possible.
Yeah, I feel like if they committed on Monkey King and used everything because he doesn't have ulti, you could take him down, but you would probably suffer more casualties afterwards, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be only the Mars that dies on your side.
So they take the more conservative approach, but it's still a 1-for-1 as mid lane they rotate in with the Lion, and they're looking to kill off this TB who doesn't have a point in the Sunder, so he just gets brought down. I don't think he would have been able to get it off anyways.
Yeah, even with the Sunder, Lion is one of those heroes that just brings so much control, so he won't be able to do much.
I think
Very-
2 points in Hex, no mana drain.
Just very peculiar play from TB to get caught like that on the mid lane. He should have noticed them rotating back mid. Unfortunate.
And that's an early tier 1 tower. Massa is just so strong on his Pangolier. He took top, he's taken mid. Didn't even need to rotate bottom for his seasons. They're thinking about going in mid. They've got the Rolling Thunder, and Yowie's very low in mana here. The Static Storm isn't going to be enough to kill the Void Spirit. He gets the Dissimulate off, and that's going to keep him alive a bit longer as Febby gets brought down low by the Swashbuckle, but luckily has the Mars Arena to back him up. The Spear going to miss because of that shield crash, and the Finger takes the Mars out. He was not ready for that shield crash dodge, and Febby goes down as well. They are not done. They're hunting. They want more. And with the Aether Remnant, they'll get more. Yowie using the tier 2 tower glyph for the multi-shot, trying to keep himself alive and stop any further chase. He's out of mana in the trees. The Swashbuckle, shield chase. Massa is just unstoppable.
They just let this Pango have the freest time on top lane, then he rotates mid, and it's not only him, it's all 5 heroes of MTG. They're coming mid lane, meanwhile Terrorblade is not. He's on bottom, he's farming away. So that Static Storm, it was good, it did catch Void Spirit, but they just don't have enough damage between them. It was just not enough before Masaros comes in with the Rolling Thunder and saves the day.
Well, tough ask for TNC now, down 5k gold just 12 minutes in. And all 3 Radiant cores having an amazing game. Not a single death on any of the Trust cores. Like, it's 10-5, but most of those deaths have been the Lion, where he trades his life to get a favorable exchange.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same. It seems like the only hero that TNC can kill at the moment is the Lion. And every time Yowie makes a play, Storm Spirit makes a play, it's on the Lion. Picks him off first, and he has to, right? Because of the amount of control that Lion brings. If he doesn't kill him, he probably dies.
Precious bounty.
And even when they are killing him, like we saw Mars going down, they're often trading lives, so.
Play hard.
Play hard. Ooh, gets caught by the Yules. Did manage to get away from the Astral Steps, but no escape from that. And no counterplay available as Trust may just be going for this final tier 1 tower bottom.
Yeah, you know that you're in a really rough spot when the enemy team is taking your offlane tier 1 this early on.
Yeah.
They don't even bother about the normal playstyle, playing top lane, securing that area for the Monkey King, because Monkey King is safe. He doesn't feel endangered at all.
And yeah, the Trust tower themselves untouched, but here comes the rotation in. Gacha Boy gets gone on, doesn't get a chance to use his Yules or Dissimulate, so
Maybe
nice initiation, and they get the +1. The Weaver gets pulled back into the Static Storm. He should be going down. Yep. 2 kills going the way of TNC. A nice job defending their tower.
Yeah, this had to happen, right? You have to punish the enemy team for trying to take this tier 1, which is extremely difficult to take this early on in the game. Doesn't matter what your advantage is, you're still playing versus a Disruptor or a Storm. They can jump you and put you out of position.
I believe they saw Jackie TP on down there, so they're not looking to push the tier 1, but now maybe in some trouble. Nice Shackle. Gonna stop the Rolling Thunder, and the Boundless Strike unable to catch the speedy Wind Ranger, so he's doing a good job disengaging.
Jackie is playing really actively on his Monkey King. When you look at his item build as well, this man wants to fight. He's not your Battle Fury or whatever kind of a Monkey King. Just constant fights.
Yeah, you even kind of highlight that's maybe going to be the way they approach this one, is not having Jackie just sit back and farmed for the late game. They want to go early, but They do have to still worry and respect the fact that a farm TB could outcarry them this game, so...
And one of the reasons why they banned the heroes they did, like Jackie's Arc Warden, just trying to secure the Terrorblade's game as much as possible.
Their Ancients area, the triangle being taken over by Motivate.Trust, limiting the places that TB has to farm. We're going to head to the top side as there. It's going to be a Yule's catch down bottom. Playhard gets pulled back in, and the Finger of Death is going to finish him off for a second kill charge going Lion's way.
Yeah, it feels the Playhard is really not enjoying this game. You're playing versus a Void Spirit. Like usually, as a Wind Ranger, you don't really want to be feeding that much. You're so elusive that it's hard to do that even. But because of this Yules, that's quickly bought by Gacha Boy, by Fearless.
Spear back. They've called the Weaver. TNC trying to emulate the play from earlier down bottom. They smoked up for that one, just the Weaver, so I imagine Motivate.Trust won't mind losing a support there.
There's a BKB completed now, so I assume that Jackie and the boys will not leave bottom lane. They are scouted out.
Fight. Yeah, they know he's on some of these trees here. The Remnants there, they break the tree. He has a BKB, but will he get to use it? He doesn't. Great cat, and they want more. They'll get Boom Bell. Yep, glimpse him back, and TNC are doing a good job finding these kills.
Lazarus? Okay.
Yep. They've got Pangolier. Can he get anything off? He gets stunned up again. The Static Storm is there, and they're going to get a third kill. Potentially a fourth if they can catch the Weaver. He has been dusted up, and he's in the tree.
One by one.
Goes charging in. Gacha Boy's going to be careful. He gets speared into a tree. One by one, they all fall down. Like dominoes, Motivate.Trust are about to get team wiped unless the Weaver's going to escape, but he doesn't. Team wipe goes TNC's way.
I mean, yeah, sure. This felt like one of those action movies in which he's fighting, like the main actor is fighting 10 people in a corridor, but they're coming one by one, so he kind of wins anyway.
It's like there's no way they should win, you know.
If they all just jumped at him at the same time, he wouldn't even be able to get off the floor. But Monkey King goes first, then the Lion, and even that was questionable. Like the moment Monkey King went in, I was thinking, yeah, you have BKB, but so what? You're alone with the Lion.
We're not ready for the ward, perhaps. This time around, Motivate.Trust get the jump on mid. I'll get some revenge on Febby. Perhaps he's juking pretty well, but the Swashbuckle will find him.
Yeah, they're just making it a little bit more even, I guess, a bit more interesting. They had a good start.
It's definitely worrying when you see TB on the other side, though, because they don't really have the carry to match up against TB late game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Now Young God gets the tier 1 bottom tower, but here comes the initiation. Yule Scepter. Followed up with a Boundless Strike. Yahweh, though, he gets himself out of this one with the Mars Arena, the Spear into the wall. Gacha Boy, he goes down again. Yahweh's low on mana, but he's holding his own. He's killed off 3, and TNC, they're just out team-fighting Motivate.Trust here. Jackie, he's popped the BKB. Can he get out of this one? He goes for the TP. Did he time it right? Ooh, just barely.
Barely. Can they catch the Weaver? Probably not.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, he gets back to safety. He's even going to shovel up a little Cobalt.
So what happened there is actually they spotted Storm and they jump on top of him, but as he's zipping, Fearless is trying to use him, but he uses himself instead. And he does it even before the Orchid. So the moment he goes down, he gets Orchided by Storm. It's pretty much the worst case scenario for them. And then there's a follow-up from everyone else. I feel like Trust, they need to chill out a little bit, take a deep breath, and reset everything, the way you're approaching this game, because you're no longer in that massive lead. You're only 1k ahead. And it doesn't matter because your Monkey has a BKB. BKB that was extremely good when he bought it, but after dying twice upon getting it, it lost complete value.
Yeah, you're getting it to fight and then losing multiple big team fights in a row. Motivate.Trust trying to find some more pickoffs. Febby's pretty deep here. Ooh, they find a better target. They find the Mars instead. And I think Febby's just going to go for maybe a escape play here. Doesn't look like they want to fight. Febby, don't want to show yourself down here. They know from before he was nearby.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Jackie found him.
Oh, he didn't have a TP anyway. Yeah, okay. As the observer points out. Had no TP, so he was pretty much kind of screwed anyways.
He was stuck. He was actually carrying the Philly stone in his backpack for 30 seconds. I saw that, Fabi. That's
Radiant's middle
no
tower
value
is under
there.
attack.
But with that Philosopher's Stone, it feels so good to be a Disruptor because he's getting closer and closer to the Aghanims. He didn't have a good start, didn't have a good game, but now he has 2 items already.
Yeah. I gotta say, you know, like 10, 12 minutes in when it was like a 5k, 6k gold lead and this BKB was coming out, in my head, like, you know, I'm casting the game. I was thinking this game kind of looks over already. That is definitely not the case anymore.
I was thinking we were gonna have another easy 2-0 with the shellacking they dished.
25-minute game. Okay, let's back it up. We're done. But TNC have something to say about that.
Oh, indeed, and there's another smoke now. There's a Blink Dagger on Mars. They can
His TP
initiate
is farm now. He is top net worth. Has a BKB of his own.
BKB on him. Blink Dagger on Playhard. Blink Dagger on Mars.
Radiant's middle
All
tower
there.
is under attack.
Key items at least to take a fight of their own now, perhaps.
Stupendous!
I guess by the positioning of Storm, they don't really want to make any too aggressive movements. The tier 1 on the mid lane is still standing.
So Motivate.Trust, we'll see them look to fall back, farm up a Deso on Jackie, but they don't have that farming, scaling potential.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah,
And
there's
as a result, they're looking to fight.
There's a couple of decent items that are coming up. There's an Aghanims on Fearless. I wonder if they'll wait for it. They should at least, but they're already smoked.
Yeah,
Dire's top
he's maybe the
tower
one
is under
TPing in.
attack.
Yeah,
His
and the
courier's
courier is
there,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Good catch.
Leading the charge is the Lion. Can he find the initiation? Gets the Blink Hex. Nice arena, though. Oh, the Boundless Strike tries to disengage, but it's just not going to be enough. They've lost the TB, and unfortunately, yeah, he couldn't keep him alive. The Wind Range is chasing, and it looks like a full disengage. Despite the arena coming out looking nice, it just wasn't enough. The BKB, as well as the Pangolier hitting such a good Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, I just love how Lion moves and blinks straight next to the TB, right? Like,
Yeah.
instant, like 1 inch away from him, and just follows up with the Hex, with an Impale, like you said, Masaros with that Rolling Thunder, which was on point, killing off TB before he can BKB and Thunder.
Well, but even with the good reactions from the Mars, it wasn't enough. And now that could set up Roshan with the double damage. Potential for Storm to, you know, pull some shenanigans here, but he's got to be quick, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
I won't even try it. Now suddenly it swinged back into Trust favor. And I'm surprised, by the way. This bottom fight, yeah, you had an Aghanims on Void Spirit that they couldn't anticipate. Well, they kind of could, but maybe not 100%. But you had extremely good vision set up. And your positioning was around the cliff. That's a fight that's usually much easier for Dire to fight than for Radiant.
Well, you see TNC make another go of it. They've got to find a way to protect their TB in the front lines. Allow him to get that BKB off, because the chain stuns and burst was just too much for him in that last fight.
If you're on the side of TNC, you can wait a little bit. You are trying to wait a little bit for the Sages to expire and for the TB to become a little bigger. I believe he has S and Y completed, so that helps out a little bit with the status, with the HP.
Dire's top tower
And
is
perhaps
under
something they
attack.
have to realize is they can't just have TB on the front lines, even with BKB, because they don't have a way to save him if he gets stunned. They don't have that, like, Bane we saw in the previous series.
Oh yeah,
Kind of
100%.
Defensive thing.
Dire's top tower
I don't think the plan on the bottom lane was to have him up front. It's just that he got caught.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if he already has the meta and he's hitting the tower, you can argue, okay, they know what they're doing. They're anticipating a fight, but when you're hiding around around the cliff like that, they probably anticipated the fight from a different direction.
Yep. Yeah, they were hoping to... And they had so much good vision around that bottom side of the map. Like you were saying, it seemed like a fight that TNC should have had an edge in, if not for TB getting jumped, but... Play it safe for now. They're backing off, giving Motivate some room to just kind of push out these lanes, take over the map a bit, and out-farm them. So
Dire's middle
with an
tower
Aegis in hand, there's just not a lot of interest from TNC to take a fight right now, it seems like.
Yeah, and Masaros is getting bigger too. He has that Aeon disc, extremely difficult to take him down. There is also an Aghanims coming up on Weaver in like 1,000
Oh,
gold.
Yahweh top though, in trouble. He zipped into a creep wave. There's a Hex into an Earth Spike, and the Finger of Death is going to finish him off with the help of a Boundless Strike. Boom Bell, nicely played.
Solid plays from the Lion overall across the game. Mid lane there's a smoke, however.
Yeah, can they catch Gacha? He's in the front lines, but he's got backup. Yules is there to set up on the Wind Ranger. Weaver gets bursted though. Better him than the Void Spirit is probably what Fearless is thinking, but
And it's meta
Okay.
used as well, right? So they pretty much wasted that meta, and the only hero that they got was a position for Weaver. Yeah, you delayed the Aghanims build up, which is nice, but you didn't use the smoke properly to kill off the Void Spirit. Trust, they should be very happy with that.
Dire's top tower
TNC
is under
there.
attack.
going to have to see if they go for another player, if they're going to try wait out that Aegis, which doesn't have too much longer left on it. Minute 40.
What do you think? Do you just go after? Like, do you care about the Aegis? Because you know TB won't have a meta, right? So you should be
Your
able to fight.
trust. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't think they want to have this game drag out too much, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing really to wait for any longer. Bottom
Bottom
lane,
lane.
he has Aeon this time.
Yeah. Immediately gets speared afterwards. Gets the Rolling Thunder off. With the roll up, he's using that to get out of there, and it looks like TNC they're bailing. Maybe considering a mid fight, probably not. Yeah, Metamorphosis is still on cooldown, so this is kind of where Motivate.Trust should be the ones who get to control the tempo.
Yeah, the mid tier
Dire's
2
middle tower is under
should
attack.
fall. And he's afraid a little bit because obviously you're playing versus a storm, he can zip on top of you. But
No.
with that 40-second Aegis, trying not to risk too much.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but they Dire Glyph keep their tier 2 mid alive a bit longer, but bit of a unexpected Glyph. They've already lost the tier 2 tower top and lost their outpost control.
Yeah, not sure what that all was about. You don't really want to waste it.
Dire's
that
middle
situation
tower
at least.
is under attack.
So teams will back off and look to farm those next big items. Any kind of key items or timings that stand out for either team to you right now?
Well, obviously there's an Aghanims almost completed on Disruptor. I would actually say that the supports have a big impact when it comes to items in this game. The Aghanims on Disruptor and the Aghanims on Weaver, they change the way teamfights are played completely.
Radiant are scanning.
Weaver will have his, and so should, I believe, Febby for this next fight. If they allow him like one creep wave or something.
Yeah. If you're TNC, surely you say like, let's just wait a little bit longer before we take that next fight.
Yeah,
Beat
I'm
KB
actually
on
surprised.
Storm. Oh, yeah,
I'm
go
actually
ahead.
surprised they didn't let Febby just take one creep wave to finish the Ags a bit earlier.
The bounty and Debbie is 80 gold away from it. And they try and get these tier 3 neutral items as well to come into play. Both teams just playing their side of the map until Motivate.Trust decide to go for a smoke of their own. No Roshan for at least a couple of minutes here, so both teams will be looking to maybe set up, get some good vision down, and take over and get some map control before that potential Roche.
Yeah, I think we'll see two smokes
Yeah,
now.
they know where Lion is. They pinged him. He was mana draining from Invit or from smoke.
There. 10-man smoke across the map. Now it's all about who takes better position on
Dire's
time.
middle tower is under attack.
Mars in the front lines has a BKB. Not the ideal target to go on. Lion actually, if you can kill Lion to start the fight, that's not a bad find, but he's got a Blink
Radiant's
Dagger,
top
so you've
tower
got to be
is
quick.
under attack.
And they get him. They start things off with the Mars God's Rebuke, making sure he can't blink away.
The only question is, can they get anything more out of this? Because if you look at Monkey, he's already TPing top, right? He
Radiant's
doesn't
top
want to
tower
fight
has
any
been
longer.
denied. Dire's bottom
Maybe
tower
this tier
is
1
under
mid.
attack.
That seems to be what they want to go for, but there's a Rolling Thunder and a potential Lion buyback. He's going for it. They go in on the backlines. They get the win range to start things off. Yaoi goes in with the BKB on Storm Spirit, trying to kill off the Weaver. Has he got the damage for this with the Orchid? It's going to be close. It's not enough. On a sliver of health, he gets the time lapse, and now Yaoi on the low ground gets hit by the Earth Spike. And oh no, it's a disaster for TNC. Jackie is just running over them. Only the TB left standing, who's completely ditched this fight. He wasn't even there, I believe. He didn't pop Metamorph or BKB. They took that fight without him.
Yeah, he pretty much saw that Mars is dead already, that they're eliminating him, so he's bailed much sooner than perhaps he needed to. Maybe he could have helped out a bit longer. But yeah, well, you kill off the Lion with that pick-off. And it's like you said, you can take a team fight after you kill him. But if you go for an objective, if you go for a tower, who's telling you that he doesn't have a buyback? And they put themselves under vision. Vision is so crucial in this game because you can't control and kill these heroes off before BKB.
Yep. Lincoln, Spear, they get the Monkey King into the arena, but he pops the BKB. Young God trying to bring him down through the bonus armor, and with the Aghanim's time-lapse, Jackboys gets kept alive a little bit longer, and he is just getting up those Jingu stacks. Rolling Thunder running on through. Young God gets hexed up. He's in trouble, hit by the Rolling Thunder stun, and he's down. Has a buyback on TB, but without the Metamorph, not a whole lot he can do with it. Glimpse back onto Jackboys, but he's still fully healthy, and they've taken out Mars as well. As Monkey King on the front lines gets helped out once again by a second time-lapse. That short cooldown, allowing them to sustain this push, get the mid lane of Rax, and potentially go for a second lane up top if they want it.
And that glimpse didn't really look that great as well. Actually helped out the Monkey King to finish off Mars. But so far, Masaros, for me, is MVP in this game. He is doing so much work on the Pangolier. How many times has he died, even? 2 times, 9 kills?
Yeah. He's been big for them. He's so farmed as well. He's top net worth. I mean, you've got a Monkey King who didn't go Battle Fury or Maelstrom, so it's the Pangolier who's got the best wave clear.
And he
He's
has
taking advantage.
Travels, Basher, Maelstrom. He was completely alone on top lane. Can they utilize the Saganims in this chapter now? That's the question.
No Metamorph is the problem. And with Q, they've got to catch the Weaver, it feels like, somehow. They're going to pull back in with the Spear onto Jackboy's Monkey. They get the silence on Weaver. Nicely played by the Storm in the backlines, but he gets hexed and fingered down. They do end up getting the kill on the Monkey King, but Massa is back in with another Rolling Thunder. He's a bit low in mana and may just decide to get the hell out of here. Nice
Another
two-hero shackle. Xiao Yu blinks in, gets silenced up on the way in, and Boombell just going for that mana drain with the spell immunity. But a BKB TB will finish him off. A spear on the Weaver may bring down Q. As TNC hold their high ground in the top lane. They lost the mid-racks, but keep top alive.
They lost Storm, and Playhard also died. While all this was happening, Void Spirit managed to eliminate him on the top side. Decent defense, I would say, by TNC, even though they lost Storm. I really like the way they comboed their spells to defend. That was not an easy defense, by the way, but they made it work. You know why? Because of the shackle into the glimpse, it prevents, first and foremost, it prevents Monkey from BKBing, right? And then the way he places Static Storm on Disruptor is behind the Monkey. So you can't really come with the Weaver, even though he got Orchided, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't Orchided, he wouldn't be able to get in range to use that time-lapse of the Monkey King. Really well played by TNC.
That's definitely been the bright point of their game. Like they're down this game, not looking great. It's still winnable for them, but they had such a bad early game. But their team fights have been very impressive throughout this game.
Especially the ones in which Trust goes one hero at a time at them. Those team fights, they're looking amazing.
Yeah, that's like a little help from the enemy, perhaps, but they'll take that. They've done a good job punishing the perhaps cockiness of Motivate.Trust side.
For sure. Both position 4s that I was talking about got a little bit of a boost when it comes to neutral items. I think Weaver and him getting the Psychic Headband is a bit more value than on Disruptor. And he also has that blink to actually get in position to use the ulti now.
Shackle, they go in on the Void Spirit. Can they bring him down? Where's that Weaver? He gets silenced again! Oh, such a good play coming out with the Orchid usage, and they're going to almost get the kill on the Weaver. He gets the self-time-lapse off just in time. The BKB TB on the front lines. What's the Void Spirit? Can they kill him? You betcha! That is a dieback! Young God wants Massa now. His BKB's wearing off. He nicely jukes the Rolling Thunder, but there's going to be a Blink X to follow it up. He needs help. He needs a Sunder, and he hasn't got it. There's no save on his team, and it's showing. Every time he gets stunned up, it feels like he's got no way out. Nice Psychic Headband to push Playard back in. Q getting some style points there.
Yeah, that's why always when TB was in a meta, something like an Oracle was there, right? To help him, to save him, to make sure that he can at least use that Sunder in fights. I felt like Trust might fall apart after Void Spirit bought back and died instantly without using any of his toolkit. I thought it would be a disaster for them, but they have so much control, they forgot the shard.
Oh, surely they'll remember it. There's a courier. Maybe Void Spirit's taking it? And he's sending his courier for it? No? Is he?
Yeah, there's a courier.
Yeah, they're
going
pinging.
in.
Someone's pinging it.
Can you see it with the courier though if it's
Oh,
just
true. Yeah.
on the ground, right? You can.
You cannot. Well, Boombell's got it. We'll see what he's doing with it. Maybe giving it to the Weaver.
It's not yeah, it's not bad on Weaver, but usually I like it versus teams that have a lot of invis, right?
Yeah.
Then you get that free dust on your side as well. Maybe not that important in this game because Weaver isn't really right-clicking anyway as well. Has
Maybe
no
the
items
monkey.
that-
You know,
yeah.
he's the core.
The monkey, the Void Spirit. They're the ones that need it.
For now, they'll hold on to it. And we'll see if there's another high ground attempt with the Aegis in hand on Monkey King. The high ground defense last time from TNC was solid, though, so they've got to respect that. And there's a refresher if Mars wants it, but for now, he is holding on to buyback.
I think that's much better, considering what the control is that Trust is playing with. If you don't have a buyback, who's telling you that you will even live to pop that BKB? It's hard.
For the TNC supports, it feels like they need to try find a way to keep this TB alive. Both supports are queuing up items to try and save him. A Force Staff on Disruptor, a Lotus on one Wind Ranger. It almost feels like they needed these items earlier to try and save him.
100%, and that's the problem with Disruptor. Carlos?
Yeah. Jump in. Storm goes in the backlines, finds the Weaver. Can they burst him with the Shackle? Yaoi pops a BKB so he can't get hit by the Earth Spike. Wind Ranger instead, the one getting Hex, says we're going to see Jackboy's charging forward. He can't find a good target though. And TNC Febby gets out for now. Master's going to be careful. Ooh, nice swashbuckle away. Gets him out of the arena just in time. That TB was going to be a problem.
He completely won that fight for them. The fight isn't completely won, let's put it that way. But first, he was in the back, he forced the TB meta, he also controlled Febby completely, and then he baited out the arena too. Just in every way possible, he's the MVP of this game so far.
Mars did commit to the refresher and used to that fight, so no arena for a little bit, but it is a pretty low cooldown. Should be up here 60 seconds from now.
Still though, if you're Trust, I think you're waiting for Viva, right? Like 25 seconds. Yeah. They also have Aegis for 2 minutes though, so they might force the matter here, but...
They're thinking about it. So, tier 3 tower there, but yeah, as you mentioned, with Metamorphosis down, and maybe they feel like they're strong enough. Spirit back, doesn't latch onto the racks though, now he's going to BKB Wukongs. They instantly delete the Mars as well as the Wind Ranger, and on to business with the tier 3 tower, the next target. On the backlines, Massa just having a great time bouncing around on the Pangolier with that extended duration.
It almost feels like a Monkey in a situation such as this one. You don't want him in, right? Like you want him as far as possible. If you push him in the side of your team, it feels like one of those games when Medusa is really big. Yeah. And if you force her on the high ground, she just uses ulti and you can't defend anymore.
Well, a second lane of Rax goes Motivate's way, and they are eyeing off top lane. Jackboy is bouncing his way up there, gets glimpsed away. Just being pesky on Febby. Without the Mars, that's most of their team fight missing for this defense. See how they approach it. They've got a static storm, but they've got to address the Weaver. They've done a decent job finding the Weaver, but can they do that again?
Dire's top
Melee
tower
racks
is
down, and
under
they may just go down Mega Creeps here. Doesn't look like they want to defend.
is under attack.
Yeah, without Mars, I don't think they can, even if they wanted to. Plus the Aegis is still there on Monkey King. And there's the smoke. Look, they aren't even backing out.
Okay. Storm Spirit by surprise. No buyback. Nice job fading them out as this Blink Spear gonna catch Jack Boys, but he gets time-lapse out of the Spear Stun. Gacha Boys in with a Yule Scepter into an Aether Remnant. That's gonna catch out the Wind Range with the Finger of Death. They've got plenty of damage to bring him down. Febi's next on the Disruptor, and Zhao Yu and Young God just trying to hide in their base. In the Fountain, he's dying, and GG is called. Motivate.Trust end up with a 40-minute victory. In some ways,